Hi everyone, I'm Jen Walker-Wall of WorkWondersCoaching.com, and I'm here today to share with you some ways to identify and communicate your expertise. So I've been talking to a lot of people lately who really feel like they don't have any expertise and they really lack confidence in careers and in work that they've been doing for years, but also in their ability to sort of make a move or to communicate this expertise to other people. So what I really want this video to do is to help you think about how you can share your own expertise with employers, with the world in general. So the first thing that I think is actually really obvious is to consider your education. So obviously this is about degrees and school and majors and that sort of thing, but it's also about informal education. So it might be a certification program, it might be professional development opportunities, it might be on-the-job training. It might be hobbies even. So for me, a lot of my work experience, I had a very intense volunteer experience for over 10 years that really helped give me a lot of the skills that I use today. It might be that you reconnect a little bit with jobs that you've had previously to take a look at sort of patterns of how responsibility has come to you at work. I know I was having a conversation earlier this week with my husband about how no one wants to be in HR when they grow up. It's important to remember you didn't really know when you were in school that these kind of jobs existed, right? You had to sort of go out into the world. And if you end up in a job like HR or maybe IT in a way that was sort of unplanned, it can feel like, I don't really know how I ended up here and I'm not really sure this is where I belong. Maybe it's not, and it's fine for you to explore other options, but you probably ended up there for a reason. So think about what that education component might be contributing. It might be telling you a little something about where your strengths are. The other piece that's really helpful to think about is to consider, who do you really like to work with? So for me, I know that in my own business, and also, in my day job, I like to work with highly accomplished professionals who need someone to bring order to their life. So that's who I like to work with as a coach, but it's also who I work with, when I support people doing research and managing research and that sort of thing. So who are the people that you like to work with? It might be a specific industry or niche of people. It might be a kind of person. So it could be families. Maybe you support a certain kind of family. Maybe you support, an IT team. Maybe you support creative professionals. Who do you really thrive when you work around? Something to think about to sort of help you niche yourself a little bit. There's also soft skills and technical skills. So instead of thinking of your expertise as a noun, like I'm an X, you can think of yourself as, you can throw some adjectives in there, right? So what are your soft skills? Are you a really strong communicator? Do you work well under pressure? What are the sort of components of your personality that really make you stand out in the workplace? And these may also be technical skills. So you may have really strong expertise in a particular kind of software, or you may have coding skills or something like that also helps, make you stand out a little bit. I also really encourage people to think beyond their job description. Sometimes it can be, it's really almost always really limiting to look at your job description as a reflection of who you are. You are a person placed into a job, but that job description isn't you. It's not probably the sum of all that you're doing. It doesn't say anything about how you do it. So feel free to use your job descriptions in the past as guidance, but also feel free to step away from them and think okay, what's not really represented here, or what are the patterns here over time that can tell me a little bit about, what I do and what I'm really good at. I also encourage people to go ahead and ask for feedback from people that they trust and value their opinion. So this could be colleagues, it could be friends, and the point here isn't to it's not an ego exercise for the ego. It's to bring our own awareness to a place where it might not be. So whatever this might be for you, you won't know until you ask. I remember getting some feedback that I was like really good at speaking in public, and which is funny because it made me really nervous to speak in public. But my strength is not really showing that all the time, right? So sometimes we don't know things about ourselves or how we come across to others until we get some feedback and get some information. And I do want you to consider what you are an expert at or what you're an emerging expert at. I think people are quick to assume that they're not experts and that they don't have any expertise because they're too young. They've been all over the place. But being flexible could be part of your expertise. I've created a worksheet that you can download below. It's going to have some coaching questions so that you can think about like, okay, so what are some of the things that I'm really good at? But it's also going to help you put those things together so that you can communicate your expertise to other people. If you like this video, please feel free to share it. There are share links on the side. One side, I'm not sure which one. But please feel free to share this video if you find it useful and let me know what you think of the worksheet. All right, see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.